Hello, lads and ladies. May I ask a question? Is evolution real? A lot of the people watching would say yes, of course, and that is why hell is so full. On this channel, we preach two things: provide good content with great Christian values. And today, both of those things will be reflected in the video, cause we're going on a crusade of sorts. Accompanying us shall only be the most pure and untainted Pokemon that refuse to evolve. That's right, a hardcore Nuzlocke in Pokemon Emerald with the core mechanic of the game removed. No evolutions at all. Throughout the majority of the playthrough, we're stuck with nonsense like this. I don't think that is enough though. Let's make things even more interesting by condemning any Pokemon that don't evolve at all, so your Zangooses or your Survivors, to the land of purgatory. One final point before starting. See, the 5 commandments of a hardcore Nuzlocke are as follows. Thou shalt only catch the first Pokemon thou seest on each route. If those Pokemon should fall in thy battle, said Pokemon is removed from God's flock. Thou shalt not overlevel thy Pokemon ahead of thy upcoming gym of leaders ace Pokemons. Last, thou shalt not use items in battle, and thou shalt not play on anything but Setif mode. Well, if any of you are still watching after that, let us beginning the 4th Crusade, cause that's the comedic one. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Comedy, after all, is pain over time. It's the reason the Hindenburg is the funniest tragedy, and on the other side of the spectrum, the first portion of this game is by a million miles the easiest portion of our Nuzlocke. And I say that with passion. Fruit bears all around us, decent encounters are abundant, and every battle is difficulty free. Our rival? Adorable. Roxanne? Oh, how you jest. Welcome Simon the Shroomish to your homes, to your lives. An ideal candidate for the rock gym. But he didn't just come for the easy stuff. No. Though, patience boy, we'll get there, for the Broly fight is currently in our way. That is, until the Chad Mary cuts down every single fighting type that dares oppose her. At this stage of the conquest, the biggest threat was Makuhita getting a crit against Mary, which it does not do. In other words, so far, so painfully simple. Where are the issues? And as soon as I asked that question, coming in at 115 miles per hour, crashing through a wall representing my hopes and dreams, it's Watson, the 3rd gym leader. And literally everything else in this game after him. See, there was another attempt before this one, but unfortunately the footage between arriving on Route 113 to Marvel City, it looked like this. I love OBS. All that matters can be told in a short little story. We wiped really badly against Watson. More specifically, his most dangerous Pokemon. In fact, while I show you some of the other Pokemon we caught during this attempt, let me briefly explain why this man here is so formidable. If you don't have a ground type. The second deadliest threat Watson has is his ace Pokemon, Manectric. It's decently strong for this point in the game, and also faster than a large portion of my team. Add on the fact it can up its attack with Howl, or slow us down even further with Paralysis, and you have a pretty scary final fight. Rolling in from the side of the screen, we have the 3rd most dangerous member of his team. Yeah, it does that. Quite a big problem. But worst of all is Mr. I resist everything and fear no one, not even God. Magneton is Steel and Electric, a really hard type combo if you don't have a ground type, really fast, and quite strong. Oh, and also, this is his moves.
This is cancer.
There's also the little dog, but it's just kind of a road bump, really. That whole speech leads to this question. How in the world do we beat Watson with our team? Well, playing around Voltorb is really easy. If it's gonna blow up, just ensure it's on something that doesn't matter in the long run. Bye, Leah. To conserve the valuable members of the team, I allowed the dog to take a lot of damage from Electric before it finally gets the KO, and that leaves us with the Sigma male that is Magneton. This is going to require more than a simple sacrifice. It's going to require a simple sacrifice and a secret technique that may or may not have been used against the city in some point of time by some people who I'm sure are actually really nice. You know, who knows? History is lost. It's arson. May I welcome to the stage, in his first actual appearance, Adam the Torchic. He's not been used at all until this point. In fact, this is the only reason I brought Torchic. This one fight. That just shows how dangerous Magneton is. Once the paralysis from a thunder wave is cured by our cherry berry, we get to witness a rarely seen event. Actual damage being inflicted to Magneton. Yes, God's Smile does begin to waver as Magneton uses Supersonic and we smack ourselves in the face, but because staying in is probably the safest option here, I click Ember again, and we break through it, subsequently burning our way to the final member of Watson's team, his main Nectric. I was hoping Sarah the Nincada could do a decent chunk of damage, but after blanking the Shockwave, she does very disappointing damage with Leech Life. Honesty is the best policy. I was really scared I was gonna wipe and have to, you know, go to the Crusade number 5. But then I heard a whisper in my ear. Shroomish. Simon the Shroomish. He ensured we got through Roxanne without issue, so it seems reasonable to test his mettle in the battle with Nectric. I was nervous, obviously, but it didn't take long for me to realise Simon hasn't come on this holy mission to just play games. He's come to loot Constantinople. I mean, he's come to do God's work. Each seed doesn't miss. Stun Spore connects. We don't get paralysed once. And even acquire a critical hit mid-battle. And it's just that easy. No Makuhita, no Geodude, just pure skill. A truly phenomenal performance. And that's why it's all the more sad to tell the story, the tragedy of Simon the Unyielding. Despite all his talents, the story of Simon ends here. This is his one and only appearance. See, the sad truth of our journey is we can't travel with everyone we want. Being judgmental is the key to success, and Simon just doesn't cut it for many other battles. On the bright side, Da Pope has achieved the hardest badge yet. Let's continue. Between here and badge number 4 is a problem and some friends. This has never been said before by mankind. Oh, this should be pretty good. As he is the only thing catchable on this route, Andrew joins the team. One final encounter we picked up while traversing the fiery path is a coughing with the most Chad name in the entire Bible, Malachi. Like, honestly, why wasn't this guy the protagonist? Just look at that name alone. Okay, as for Andrew, keep him in your mind. He'll make his debut a lot later. Malachi, on the other hand, while never being a standout performer, is going to be a staple of the team. See, because the coughing line comprises of just 2 Pokemon, coughing itself is a lot better than the first stage Pokemon we currently have access to. The true cream of the crop, on the other hand, are the final or even second stage Pokemon that we can catch. Take for example a Lombre, a Mon who can be ours on Route 114. Oh, that hurts. You love to see it. Well, I'm going to use this time of disappointment to educate you on the Species Clause. In the simplest terms, the Species Clause means once you've caught a Pokemon, that is it. That is the one and only of that Pokemon. You're not welcoming another Zubat into the family. In addition, Golbat, Crobat, Nobat. That one thrown Pokeball now includes all evolutionary lines that exist. The benefit here is we can re-roll encounters until we get something unique on every route. The anti-benefit means we can no longer catch a Lombre on other routes, which isn't the end of the world. Lombre's not that great. I'm sure in the future there's not other Pokemon we could lose out on by catching their pre-evolution first. Anyway, let's talk about the Maxie fight, because that's so much better than the future. What was learnt against Watson is I need to be prepared. The realization here, man, we are weak. We are pathetically weak. Adam takes massive damage from a goddamn mighty Ina. Simon reminds me why I forgot about his later appearance. 2 flinches, dude, really? The best, though, it's waiting. In the rear, Rehab, the Marill. You know, she lives in magnitude 7, that's respectable, and then gets to fire off a bubble beam into the 4 times weak Camerupt. It doesn't even put it on the red. In fact, during this battle, if we didn't get a crit wing attack against the Camerupt with Zealot to the Zubat, or a burn against Mighty Ina, the 4th Crusade would have failed like the Phoenician shipbuilders, who probably should have accepted the original payment. Or what? Who said that? Anyway, on the Jagged Pass, the Machop joins the party. well, no, he doesn't join. He curb stomps everyone and forces his way onto the roster. You know, I'll accept it. The guts ability is nice. Welcome to the team, David. Against the trainers coughing, I accidentally overlevel Mary the Wingle past Flannery's level cap, leaving us with just Rehab and a far superior recently added teammate, Peter the Tentacle. I fished him up on Duford Town after backtracking there. Upon beginning the fight with Flannery, my hopes for a quick resolution were high, as the first 3 members of her party fold to bubble beams. Plus, after checking the damage, Torkoal is easily removed from the census in just 2 shots. I think to celebrate this victory, we shall ask our past selves a random question. Hey Past Joe, what do pirates say? Oh, that's sad. With Peter petered out, once again, we are going to rely on Rehab the Disappointment for our win. Great, super effective damage. Really showing your worth. Don't worry, it gets worse. Torkoal sets up a sunny day, halving the power of water moves and doubling the power of fire moves. Flannery also heals, so now we have basically a full health tortoise that is going to hit with the power of a sun. There is still a way out. To compensate for the lower power of Bubble Beam, I risk it and start building up rollouts, and due to our attack being a lot higher than our special attack, with 3 rollouts, we can KO. Oh, you sack of garbage, that's what you get. And the Pope scores another W, baby. This one, though, had a devastating loss. Peter. Not with us long. He had a high-level character named after him, and ranked among the best water types we could have asked for. RIP. Carrying on my wayward son, the turnover from Gym 4 to 5 is really small. In fact, all we do is get the root fossil and one of the very few 2-stage evolution Pokemon, Lily. Along with Coughing, these 2 make up a significant amount of the bulk the team has. I name him Bartholomew. So Norman, he's a bit of a weird one. In some ways, his gym is the easiest, as his Pokemon are either weak or easily taken advantage of. In other ways, if things go wrong, he's going to sweep the entire team. It took a fair few hours, but eventually, I came up with a flawless plan without flaws. All we need to do is lead the— oh, I forgot to poison David. So his guts ability isn't active. Now, was this a mistake? Yes, technically it was. However, we're strong enough to KO both Figoroth and Spinder without the attack boost. This leads Linoon in. We'll put David on hold for just a moment, because before we can actually beat the Linoon, we need to fix one issue, and that's its crippling speed addiction. Thankfully, I have the perfect Pokemon for this endeavour. Esther the Wormpole. As soon as Linoon sees how pathetic her move pull is, and how useless she is, it realises it could go down that same path. It could be as wasteful as a team member. What would it do in that case? And as it's distracted, we throw white stuff at it, and then Esther gets destroyed by a headbutt. But her sacrifice is not in vain. The speed addiction is cured, and I send out our boy David. Now, with the removal of the guts boost, we actually don't guarantee the one-hit KO. In fact, it's about an 87% chance. But so long as we don't get critted or flinch, we would have been fine to smack it twice. Now, that 87% chance is the only way we're not losing David. I click Karate Chop, and it KOs, eliminating Linoon and leaving Norman with just this big, scary slacking. You know, it's funny, I really should come up with a better way to beat this thing, because if you watched my Pokemon Emerald where I can only use Grass-type video, I beat it in the same way I'm doing now. I just send out Bartholomew, click Ingrain, and then click Confuse Ray every few turns. Lacking with his crippling procrastination and poor mental health, plus our Ingrain keeping us healthy, means this fight is over in a mere 2 or 3 hours. With our time significantly wasted, Da Pope has received badge number 5. And there's more. With my father being taken care of, we get the Surf HM and can finally explore the rest of Hoenn. First, in the Marvwheel power plant, I catch a Voltorb I named Dara. Balling as she is, it's actually Route 118 that has the opportunity to bear us some truly amazing Pokemon. That is not one of them. Oh, but Joe, Electrike doesn't seem that bad. Oh, well, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Timmy. This is what we could have got instead. A better electric type, a Linoon that can sweep the Elite Four, or a Guts Swellow. Needless to say, I don't believe it. Fortunately, in the pain of despair, there is still hope. Because on Route 119, again a chance arises to get something truly incredible. A Linoon is here, and oh no, it's a Zigzagoon. Wonderful. Get in the box, Judas. Like, I'm not going to whinge too much about missing out on incredible encounters, but I will state the obvious. Having a strong electric type would have made the Winona fight a lot easier, because instead I have to rely on a questionable strategy. Let me explain. Swablu is KO'd by one Thunderbolt, immediately frying the bird, and then that leads the problem out. Altaria. Blah blah blah, you all know the issues at hand here. Dragon Dance ups attack and speed, Earthquake is Earthquake, Aerial Ace for stab, and then Dragon Breath, which it never actually uses. With the world's deadliest cotton ball on the field, we have two outcomes available. Either Altaria sees the KO with Earthquake and goes for it, or sets up an obligatory Dragon Dance. Regardless, we're switching to our secret weapon, John the Wynut. Let me explain what he's going to do. Well, first he's just going to look at this thing use a Dragon Dance, which, yeah, pretty scary. But we're rewarded because Altaria gets very greedy and goes for a second Dragon Dance. This allows John to use Encore, a truly disgusting attack as it prevents the opponent from switching around their moves for about 3 turns. Leading the fun to begin, while Altaria Dragon Dances, I use Charm continuously, lowering our enemy's attack, eventually leading to the end result of Altaria basically having maxed out speed, but on the flip side, have a -2 attack, revealing one of the many Achilles heels of the Pokemon AI. It's just like, I see I have max speed, I no longer use move even though attack low. With the field now holding a significantly less scary Cotton Ball, you'd think, wow, he's done it, he's amazing, what a legend. Unfortunately, there was one unforeseen wrench within my plan. Dragon Breath, a special attack unaffected by the Dance of Charms. Even unboosted, a stab attack on a team with limited special bulk isn't ideal. Things don't improve because I follow up by clicking Encore again as Altaria hits a critical hit Dragon Breath that very nearly KOs. Our berry does heal us up a bit, but regardless, all we've accomplished here is to lock Altaria into a move it was going to use anyway. With his decent defense and health, I choose to substitute Malachi in next, but on the switch he takes roughly 35 damage from a Dragon Breath. A crit would kill here, but I risk it and use Sludge Bomb. A very smart idea due to Sludge Bomb accomplishing something additional to decent damage. That's lucky, that is so lucky, because I've done this so stupidly. Malachi snacks on his citrus berry, allowing us to stay in for one final attack, and along with the poison damage, Altaria is now in healing range, giving us a safe switch into Dara. Safe is a relative term in my opinion. Thankfully Dara also has a citrus berry on hand, or corner I guess. Off to the side maybe? Whatever, well now with the cumulative poison damage, Winona does heal, and the following turn we use Thunderbolt, but just barely miss out on the 2-shot. Yeah, I was overly confident here that with the poison we would actually be able to do it, but instead of quitting on life, Altaria instead doesn't do that. I can't risk Winona healing again here because she might just see blood in the water and go for the kill. Instead, I send out Bartholomew, who eats the final Dragon Breath before Altaria succumbs to the poison. With Altaria gone, the only other true threat is Skarmory, but in the back of the party, we have a fully healthy Spark Puppy. And good luck for a change. Please give it to me, smack yourself, please. Oh my god. Oh. It's not gonna kill, but it'll do good damage. Beautiful. Oh my god, we're so lucky. We are so lucky. Oh my god, am I gonna get it? Is it gonna... Oh, who needs plans? Skarmory is finished. Adam takes out the Tropheus with Ember, and Marcus takes a victory lap on Pelipper's face. Dapope has conquered his 6th gym, and with Fortree City behind us, we march in the direction of Lily Cove City, which leads us to catch Pinocchio the Shuppet along the way. Well, you don't think Pinocchio is part of the Bible? Oh, so a giant whale that eats people? That's just a coincidence, is it? Okay, sheeple. With all the truth bombs dropped, it's time to realise, oh, we don't actually go to Lily Cove, we need to backtrack all the way to the Jagged Pass. And once we get there, at long last, lads and ladies, please welcome to the team, a second form Pokemon. Daniel, misspelt, the Graveler. He's in like 4 battles total. A disappointment, I'll be honest. Anyway, Maxie. Oh, he's here. Wanting to summon his Gordon. Okay. Everyone makes fun of him here for, using the blue orb for the red Pokemon. And I will too. Maxie, you're so dumb. This is similar to when that guy promised those very nice and respectable people to give them, silver and gold, and then he didn't, resulting in them acting completely reasonably. Let's put a pin on that and fight Maxie. Mighty Ina is taken out by one cross chop from a guts boosted David. In his first battle, Daniel gets confused, bite flinched, and critted while fighting Crobats. In the end though, Daniel does pull us through. The true challenge arises with Camerupt. Oh no, not just the fire camel, this as well. I didn't level Mary up at all, and the deficit she's at really could cost us. We desperately need a one-shot, or it could, not use Rock Slide or maybe just miss. Good. Oh, that is good. Oh, that's not good. Quite impressive, the second water-type Pokemon dying to a fire-type. Brock the Prophet over here, man. The other constant that accompanies this Nuzlocke is once a water-type Pokemon dies, Rehab arises from her tomb and again comes in for sloppy seconds. Oh, and she's sticking with the theme as well, don't worry. Look at that damage. And almost dies. Oh, that's scary. Okay, maybe I should have planned this out a bit better. Thankfully, at the Team Aqua base, the battles are all won without any losses, it all goes relatively smoothly. And victory here allows us to forget about those former friends, those lesser water types, because we're visiting Moss Deep City. Swimming in the waters around the said city itself is a whalmer named Abigail. We catch and immediately add to the team. Exactly 2 minutes and 40 seconds later, the second potential member, a Sharpedo, surfaces and gets a critical hit crunch on Abigail. It was good while it lasted, I suppose. You know those films where you have the guys that just die in the beginning to, prove that the bad guys are in fact the bad guys? It's like this, except Sharpedo will be anything but bad. I can't say I've ever swapped a whale for a shark before. It's like a more messed up version of SeaWorld. With new and old members in tow, we arrive at Tate and Liza's gym. Okay, after 6 battles that have boiled down to why no do damage, we get to finally have a relatively clean fight. With the dark type Caleb, we're basically immune to everything on the field here, barring Cladle's Earthquake, which, by the way, would have killed if it crit, and I definitely didn't take that into account. You may also be curious about his teammate, the Bird. I caught him a while back on Route 115, and this is his first actual appearance. And it's his last. See, Cladle is by far the biggest threat, and I needed to ensure that it was taken out by a combination of Crunch and Facade. Once that happens though, the Bird is completely destroyed by a Psychic from Lunatone. And I will be the first to admit it, so don't comment it. Yes, Sealot the Zubat would have been much better for this job. It says a lot that one of the best gym fights in this entire run still resulted in a death. I wonder if I'm doing something wrong. Oh well, let's not think about that. But the thought process was, if things go wrong, which, if that Earthquake critted, they would have gone very wrong. During the double battle with Steven, Maxie gives us a very entertaining show. The other Camerupt would come out, we kill that, okay. Oh! What? Well played! Thinking in the 5th dimension, Maxie. I cannot possibly see how this goes wrong. Oh no, Swagger! But now we could hit ourselves. Oh, this is a disaster. Maxie, you have outplayed me, good sir. Oh, wait. Suck my... A bit later, as I'm heading towards the final confrontation with Archie after he stole a submarine. Firstly, how? Second, that's alpha as hell. I run into this thing who is going to be making an appearance a little later, but for now we'll go into the box. I name him Gideon, and I'm really happy with that name, it's cute. But I am also running out of him. What did he do in the Bible? Who knows? It's actually crazy. There are only 3 Pokemon left to catch in this Nuzlocke, and one of them is right here, under the waves of Sutopolis. Baby, come on! Stop teasing me! Come on, let's go! I just want to see it. Show me the Magikarp. Where is it? Where is it? Where it is? Magikarp! up. Ah, there's only one thing for you. The meme master ball throw. A classic. That definitely won't come back to hurt us later. How about instead we focus on the Archie fight? Boy, the Archie fight. It's definitely here. He leads Mighty Hyena, like everyone else in this game, and I lead David. Okay, right. Real quick. I liked David. I hyped up David. David sucks. He missed cross chop, hit himself in confusion, and got critted. Granted, I did forget to give out berries. That may have hindered his performance ever so slightly, but you know, shush. Rip, David. Oh, it does not get better, by the way. I've said that phrase so many times in this Nuzlocke. MagcarJoe rolls into frame, but Mighty Hyena is like, nope. Just break through it. Just please break through it. Please don't let me be punished for being an idiot. MagcarJoe, I beg you, please just break through the confusion. You useless ball of f***ing smoke. I also spoke highly of you, MagcarJoe. Now earn that praise. You're reduced down to only 9 health, MagcarJoe. Can you still do it? Yes! I'm starting to think this crusade is made up by f***ing children. It's meant to happen later. I swapped the poison ball for the electric ball whilst Archie heals up. With Dora thankfully outspeeding Mighty Hyena, it's able to be KO'd with just 2 simple thunderbolts. This produces an opportunity where things are looking up precisely as Crobat arrives. See, it's not looking up because it's getting better, it's because, you know, Crobat's in the air because it flies. Yeah, Thunderbolt does not KO and Confuse Ray is cringe. Luckily, we have no reason to risk this as we have Daniel waiting in the back. Archie uses a Hyper Potion on the turn the rock was sent out, so the switch-in was free. The next few turns were not. I don't believe it. That is unreal. Daniel just and flinch, I'm guessing? Oh no, just gonna smack ourselves again. Of course, alright. Thanks for that, Daniel. Instead, we're going to have to rely on Dora the ball to return, and she immediately gets hit by a critical hit. Justice is finally served now, with Crobat's Crowback being Croken. 1 Thunderbolt finishes it off, and I then proceed to spend, 5 or 10 minutes just double checking to make sure Dora outspeeds and can KO Sharpedo with just 1 more Thunderbolt. The crusade continues forward. Not even the wrath of God can stop our holy mission. Gotta give a round of applause to brother Rayquaza. He really came in clutch there. Too bad he had to return home though. He would have been a very useful member of the party. Oh, speaking of returning, let's rewind a bit. Do you remember when I threw that Master Ball at Magikarp and it was really funny and amusing and, everyone laughed and had a good time? Well, it was meant for this situation. We found a Claydol in Spear Pillar. Claydol is no longer a guaranteed catch. In fact, it's very probable it'll just... Oh... My Joseph. Thank you for eating the self-destruct now. Instead of adding a final team member, I head to the final gym, the water gym. Juan eagerly sits on his throne like the pompous asshole he is, ready to do what every other gym leader in this region has done. Be very irritating to my weak-ass team. Juan is considerably easier than the others though. Because while annoying with Lovely Kiss and Attract, Love Disc provides an opportunity to set up on. Pinocchio can make its PP smaller with Spite, tag teaming with John, whose Encore eventually locks it into Water Pulse, allowing Andrew the Oddish to go to work. Excuse me. Andrew the Oddish slurps the water, and after putting Love Disc to sleep, can set up a sunny day. But he's slower. Well, you're wrong about everything, especially this. The ability Chlorophyll gives us a speed boost when the sun is out. With our little plant prepared for combat, Love Disc and Celio are vanquished. Kindredo poses a logistical issue. See, it knows Ice Beam for one, and is way bulkier than it should be. The solution I came up with could be described as pure genius by the great minds of our time. That's right, the 75% accurate sleep powder. Time to celebrate. Oh, that's right, the Chesto Berry. So Kingdra wakes up and uses the super effective Ice Beam into our poor baby plant. Farewell. I guess all those special defense EVs really paid off. I mean, it shouldn't be surprising that he's so good against fish. He was a fisherman himself before becoming a fisher of people. I literally just stole a pun from Jesus Christ himself. They're going to need to make a new level of hell just for your boy. She'll be waiting for now though. I finish off the fight with Juan. Nothing too spectacular, as Lil Gideon is a perfect counter to Kingdra, although on its last life, Juan does do something I would consider forbidden. He switches into Whiscash. I'm guessing he learnt from Maxie, but took away some of the stupid. All in vain, Bartholomew drains Whiscash, Kingdra tries to dream of better times, so Caleb turns existence into a nightmare, leaving just Crawdont, who gets sucked to dry, to the bone, by the returning Bartholomew. The crusade has taken its final settlement. Just pretend like the whole crusade narrative, it works here. I know it doesn't, just pretend it does. The challenge is now very nearly completed. The last path towards victory is this road. Housed inside are trainers that are actually more powerful than some of the Elite Four members. One of them is Wally, and as you've probably noticed, I've neglected to talk about him. I mean, you only see him like 2 times, and neither are very memorable. While I was traversing Victory Road though, at the pinnacle point of success, I think that's a word, I make a crucial mistake, and a very often made one as well. I thought you'd fight Wally at the end of Victory Road, not the beginning, so I am completely unprepared for what's about to happen. Well, that was easy. A defeat of Wally basically ensures a safe passage at this point. It's now just a case of ensuring we don't, fight any unnecessary trainers and pick up all the items we're going to need. Most importantly though, we need to start thinking about who's going to be in the final battle with Wallace. So I'll give a quick spoiler here, a lot of the Elite Four members are going to be quite easy. It's really him that is the big challenge, the big hurdle. Although Electric is super effective on water, unfortunately a lot of our Pokemon with that type are quite underwhelming. I mean, Marcus is okay, but I don't think he's good enough to bring to the Elite Four. Now on the flip side, someone like Caleb is definitely going, even though he doesn't have super effective damage. He's just such a... Oh, okay, can we take care of this muck, please? I'm sick of looking at it in the background. Just get rid of it. I'm gonna have to talk about this, aren't I? I can't avoid it. Okay, well, we're doing it my way then. First and foremost, let's cover what's happened so far. Yes, Daniel missed every single one of his earthquakes, allowing your boy, Pile of Sludge, to max out its evasion with minimize and defense with acid armor. A problem compounded by the fact none of my team can do a goddamn thing. I could have had one extra member in the party, but I needed a HM slave. I should have kept the move Haze on Malachai, but I didn't. Nor do I have Shockwave on Dara. Basically, everything that would have helped is no longer available. This is goddamn ridiculousness. Nothing we do matters, it's just miss or do no damage. We're trapped in a perpetual cycle of pain, and I am genuinely at risk of wiping to a muck. While eventually I come up with a game plan using Bartholomew and Double Team to stall muck out of all its moves, while using rest to stay healthy. Problems are still plentiful. One main one being, I'm bad at maths and couldn't tell 10 rest PP was not even close to enough, especially when this thing heals to full health with a full restore. Believe it or not though, there is still a relatively easy way to win this battle, and while it does involve a sacrifice, it's a small price to pay. But greed be a sin for a good reason. In an attempt to leave with a full team, I sent out Dara first, hoping to live one turn. Now, what was the plan after that one turn? That's a good question. Anyway, Dara dies. This final mistake, however, means, at long last, I know what must be done. To ensure no more fatalities, Malachai enters for his final performance, and drags Muck down with Destiny Bond, putting this nightmare to an end. I won, but what did it cost? My balls. My beautiful balls. Malachai and Dara were irreplaceable teammates. The former was one of the most reliable walls I had, and the latter could hit surprisingly hard, and had something a lot of the team doesn't: speed. The armless duo are gone. In replacement though, appearing from the darkness, something far more better. a hairy armor. This is the evolution of Makohita, the one I wanted to catch all the way back in Granite Cave, only to run into a Zubat instead. By having bad luck there, it has led us to acquire Goliath here, and he will be putting in a Goliath amount of work. After finally exiting Victory Road, it's now time to judge everyone. To beat this Elite Four, we're going to need a very powerful team, so the first two slots are quite obvious, Caleb and Goliath. The last four, however, well, I spent hours upon hours just looking in the PC and going down different paths with certain teams. Eventually, much later, the dream team has assembled. And yes, applauses are necessary. Simon has made it. He has returned to glory. Let's go, baby. Two others are probably the ones you'd have guessed. Bartholomew has both solid bulk and typing, the latter attribute being shared by Little Gideon. She, though, is built to throw off thunderbolts, and that is it. Finally, we have the wild card, John, and he is ready and willing to baptize his enemies before they fall into oblivion. This is it, the final team. Let's see if they can make it to the end and claim victory. Lord knows I'm not doing this again if they can't. First and foremost, do I even need to say it? 9 levels lower than our team, underwhelming Pokemon, this thing is stupid. Yeah, Sydney on this. Next is Phoebe, like a ghost type? Really? Right, Shark, meet the undead. The one thing she has in her favour, the Sableye that tries to be cheeky with double teams and not dying, even that is irrelevant in the end. With the first two down, Glacier sees our Crusade converging on her territory and throws up her defences, as if it would make a difference. You dumb seal, you've just sealed your own fate. All it takes is 2 bulk ups and we become the second most dangerous thing to ice in the world. And as the last brick break connects, we're done. Coming up in the 4th quarter stands a sea captain tall and mighty, going by the name of Better Lance. By far the hardest Elite Four member. Oh, he's not difficult? Just the most difficult. See, with Caleb having Ice Beam, Shelgon is quickly turned into Shelgon, and Altaria, the 4 times weak dragon, is dealt a swift blow. However, once the Kingdra arrives, it prevents our continued momentum. The problem is simple. To guarantee we KO with at least 2 hits, Caleb needs to wear black glasses, which up the power of Dark-type moves. The consequence of this fashion choice is Kingdra may use Body Slam and might end up paralysing us. The lowered speed would then all but confirm a death sentence by either Flygon or Salamence. To avoid this risk a little bit, the plan is to send out Simon and put Kingdra to sleep with Spore. See, this is why you play around it. The game knows in the most crucial moments, it will hit you with this complete and utter bullshit. It's now a case of can Simon hit a Spore before his timer runs out? All I can do is click the move and pray. We're smacked a second time, doing even more damage, but in return, we break through the paralysis and put Kingdra to sleep. All that remains is to get a tiny
Stay asleep, you sack of trash.
More lucky as Caleb returns.
Fuck asleep.
Kingdra needs to stay asleep. High roll. That's a high roll. Die. Die. Please. Get in the ground, you bitch. Yes! Okay, right, we're good. We didn't lose anyone. And that is that. The slightly less annoying of the 2 Kingdras in this Nuzlocke are gone, going straight to God's dinner table. Ending this fight is simple and rewarding. Flygon freezes and Salamence suffers. The Elite Four has been beaten to a pulp. All that remains is the champion. Or I suppose we could go to the Void. That's fun too, it's nice here. It's quiet at least. Yeah, well, the battle with Wallace, it happened. I know it happened. I was there to witness the happening, but it seems to have disappeared. The footage, I mean, it's like it's gone. I don't know where it is. Sorry about that. Very unfortunate. I don't know. I need someone to blame for this. It was you, wasn't it? Okay, it's time to go for my favourite backup, animating a battle, but the word animating is in quotation marks. Let's fight the final battle of the run. It all begins with Wallace sending out Waylord and us leading Caleb, who's got his most difficult challenge yet. He's excellent at fighting whales, but killing this one is not the goal, it's only wounding it. This lowers the power of Moby Dick's terrifying water spouts. To mitigate this though, Waylord sets up a rain dance, upping the power of water moves. John then tags into a weaker but still strong water spout. Waylord continues its assault and throws water from its spout. We can capitalise on this though with Encore, locking Waylord in. And how is this helpful, I hear you ask? Well, it's just a feint. You see, the team actually capitalised on John being out. John, on the other hand, he's definitely communised, as in a shocking and ironic twist of fate, John is baptised to death. But his sacrifice allows little Gideon to come in for free. One Thunderbolt later, Waylord is down. With his super effective Earthquake, Wishcash thinks he's something great, but Simon is here to put him in his place, and sucks him dry with just a few Giga Drains. And while he does get back to almost full health, sadly, Milotic is next up, and we cannot switch it, it's far too risky. Instead, with a heavy heart and some appropriate music playing in the background, Simon eats an Ice Beam. He does somehow live, and that gets off the clutch Leech Seed, but finally, one Ice Beam later, he goes down, bowing out for the final time. In an act of pure vengeance, Goliath rocks up and enters into a vicious battle with Milotic, perfectly captured by the art provided by me. Witness the impressive emotion displayed here. Weep at its beauty! Milotic fought well, but a well-timed crit and a passive Leech Seed damage is enough for Goliath to claim victory. The cost is immense though. He's on low health and Tentacruel is preparing to drag him down to the depths of the ocean, and I am forced to just watch. Again, switching is way too risky here. Thank you for your service, Goliath. But yet another sacrifice means yet another safe switch. Little Gideon is again ready for war, and despite taking massive damage from Sludge Bomb, Goliath is avenged, and the Gyarados that chose violence is shocked to its core. All that remains is Ludicolo, and one last time, we send our beautiful little Gideon to the life beyond this one. Farewell, little child. I loved your name. In return for his death though, we got a bit of damage with Thunderbolt, and again, for the final time, the free switch. Bartholomew, the chosen one, he has come to end this nightmare run. He appears, and then immediately gets critted and dies. The only one to do nothing in the Elite Four or Champion. Ripperoonie, I guess. But from the shadows, another great legend appears. Maybe not as great as some others, like, it's very debatable. It's also, questionable if I should have added him. Maybe I should have just kept, pre-evolutions like this other video did. That, by the way, I didn't know this video existed. Look at the dates. I was recording this way before. I didn't copy. I don't want to see any comments. Anyway, Caleb, the damage Ludicolo has wrought will now be its downfall, because it's on low health. All it takes is one final crunch from Caleb, and we have won this Nuzlocke. Well, that was fun. Another successful Nuzlocking video in the books, I'd say. Just before ending, a few little things to go over. First, I just want to briefly touch on the music in this video. Something I didn't really plan out, and when I got to that point in editing, I was like, ooh, Crusade theme-ish. Maybe some classical music. And then I realised after that I made some parts way more dramatic than they should have been. I was going to change the entire thing, but I thought there would be some, maybe some comedy in the, dramatic death of Malachi and Dara, the Voltorb and coughing. I don't know, I'm still, in the phase of trying out new things for YouTube and just seeing what works and what doesn't and so on and so forth. With that being said, it leads us nicely to the second thing. I just want to mention this channel as a whole, because we recently hit just over 1,000 subscribers, and that is insane for the simple reason that was my plan for the end of the year. I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers, by the end of the year. And we beat that goal by a few months, and also got monetized. This channel is, fully YouTube partner right now, which that is just crazy, honestly. Yeah, genuinely, I want to thank everyone that subscribed and just liked the video and just commented, especially the comments. You have no idea how much that motivates me to see just a really nice comment like that. It's I can't put it into words, but genuinely, thank you. I got a lot more stuff planned out. got a lot more stuff planned out with other games coming into the mix, but still like kind of keeping this, you know, challenge-esque channel thing going. And I may throw in some of the videos some more of the videos like the Pokemon that have never fallen out of OU tier video. So yeah, absolutely, 100%, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications so you get let known as soon as I upload, and of course, have a fantastic day, lads and ladies. Thank you for making it this far. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.